test question. You can answer it completely honest. I'm just trying to. Have you ever listened to an episode of ours like from start to finish?
Oh yeah.
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 So you know how we
many.
do.
Oh, okay, cool.
You know how we do the intros and outro bits?
Yeah.
We should just do the intro before and then do the podcast and then do the outro like while he's sitting there.
Okay, I'm done.
Just so we don't have to record one after.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys usually do it after, right?
Yeah, but
It's like that. We talked about this and this.
yeah,
And it's always
you
bad
won't
because
know,
we
though.
always forget exactly what we
Okay.
talked
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
and this episode technically should be going up tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Oh, we got no more in the bank?
No, we ran out of the bank.
Uh-oh.
No pressure.
So,
We gotta run to the podcast store.
I have to. I have to go to the podcast.
but this is
store.
like the halfway mark of our season, so maybe I take a 1 week hiatus.
Right?
Yeah, season
Holy
3.
shit.
Wow.
So maybe I take
I
a.
can't believe.
Time goes fast.
Can't believe I only made it to the 3rd season.
Well, it's episode 20. It's only 25 other people we thought to have.
And some
before
people
you.
went twice.
Some
so-
people went twice.
Yeah, I was never available, so I understand.
You're a busy fellow.
I'm a
Yeah,
busy
that's
guy.
why we couldn't get
Yeah,
you, right?
just super busy. all the time.
Well, let's just do an intro. Should we act like we've already recorded the whole thing and just guess all the great things that we talked about? Should we just overhype it even though we didn't know it?
Yeah.
Who's our guest today? I don't even remember.
Well, this is a little behind the scenes clip like of how it all works. I say, Eric, do you want to start it or should I start it?
And then we argue for a while because neither one of us really
Wanna
wants to
start
start
it.
it, and neither one of us really knows what to say. And then
Yeah.
sometimes one of us just bites the bullet and gets started. So, Russ, you could do it.
Oh, jeez. Then you gotta like find on the spot. Like you should be. I should have prepared something fun to start the podcast.
And it's
off.
really fun to act like I'm gonna start and then just say, Russ, you could take it.
Yes, he
I'll
does
do
that.
it. It's fine.
You want to start it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Is he
Welcome.
authorized?
Hey guys, welcome to the Soundtown podcast. I'm here today. We interviewed Russ and Eric, and it was a really good interview. Like I had a great time. I had no idea what to expect. It was my first time on the show in 26 episodes. That was my first time.
Great.
Some people went twice.
Were you
Wow,
jealous?
you did
How'd
your
that make you
research.
feel?
Jared and Julian got on. They don't even make music. Oh, we lost them.
There's no audio. I
Yeah.
mean, there's no video. Screw it.
Well, isn't that what a podcast should be?
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
This is how the podcast works.
Are you guys on TikTok?
No.
The Soundtown Pod on TikTok. I'll give you a good clip.
Sandtown TikTok.
So can I give you some notes on that intro you just did? I give it like a C+. You didn't introduce yourself. Nobody knew who was talking. You're like we interviewed.
Soundtown.
And when you're hosting Soundtown, you're serving as the tour guide
Yes,
because
that's
you're
right.
taking the listeners through a tour of
Mhm.
the town of sound.
Yeah, it's like Flavor Town.
So that just
Got
proved.
Fieri.
You got the entire municipality? The entire municipality of Soundtown riding on your back right now.
I'm the sheriff.
The
sheriff of
the
Soundtown.
Soundtown.
You guys are the tour guides. I'm the sheriff.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
We have the sheriff of Soundtown.
But I call you deputy just to get under your skin.
It bothers me. It always bothers me.
We're trying to remember how we would have met each other.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, please. How did you, I want to hear about how you would have met Eric, or do you need to talk about me first because you met me first?
I could talk about Eric first because I feel like it was a more impactful meeting.
Oh,
Yeah.
We met.
Definitely.
So I came over to your place in this very room, and this is the first time I was ever here.
okay.
And then we were hungry after, and you said, let's go get Chinese food. And also my friend Eric, who I'm in a band with, is going to join us. And we went
Did we go to China Star?
China Star. I didn't want to
That
dox
must have
the place
been a long time ago then, because
Yeah.
I have not been to China Star in
That might have been-
years.
the last time you went.
It might have been.
For those who don't know, China Star is a Chinese buffet in me and Eric's hometown. And after you have a delicious meal, the waitresses demand for a tip, even though it's a buffet. Continue.
That happened.
It happened.
It happened. I remember. But yeah, that's where we met. And then I know we started talking about time travel very early on in our meeting.
Yeah, usually happens with me.
Yeah.
hard to avoid it.
Yeah. So that was where we met. And I was like, oh, how nice would it be to get Chinese food after? Everyone's looking at me like a buffet in this.
Oh, so we were in this room. Oh, but why did you come?
That's a good question. I remember you had your guitar out for some reason, and I almost knocked it over, but I don't think you saw it.
I really can't remember.
It might have just been to hang out.
Was it like an after work? No, we would.
No, we were in
We
school.
would have been in school.
Yeah, we were in school. I think it was over the summer. I don't remember why.
Did we walk around Princeton or something?
No, that was a different time.
That was a different time.
Yeah, I came just to be in this room.
Okay.
And I don't remember why. I think we might have recorded something. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe made a video. We did some. I don't know. You might have showed me around Princeton at one point. Like you drove me around. But then there was one time after work where I met up with you.
Yeah.
And we got fat sandwiches.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hoagie Haven?
And we met Julian there, right?
We did.
Didn't we?
Yeah, we met Julian there.
Our friend Julian.
Who was on the pod.
He was on the pod before you.
Yeah.
He wasn't supposed to be.
I know, yeah.
That was supposed to be just Jared, and he's like, "Can Julian come on? What am I gonna do? Say no?"
Well, he's just playing Spider-Man in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just playing Spider-Man. Okay, so
tell me about the time that you guys first met. I want to hear that story.
I think we all know the place. I can't remember the instance.
Yeah. It was M Factor? Is that what it was called then? That's where I feel like I first met you.
That was your first impression of me?
I
at
mean,
the
I
same time.
feel like I knew of you from just being around, but then I got to see you as a person,
Which is different.
which is different on M Factor. But you were writing original raps every week, and I was
Yeah.
impressed. I was like, oh, look at this guy. And then we went on the e-board together because you got like appointed as webmaster.
Yeah.
Russ is an e-boy.
And that's where we became friends. I feel like you, me, and
Freshman
Alexa
year.
Burger.
Yeah, shouts out to Alexa Cheeseburger.
Yeah. Well, I felt like we became friends sophomore year, but we knew each other.
Yeah, it was a
freshman
slow
year.
burn.
Slow burn. But that was the same with even David Robson. Like, we met each other very early freshman year, and we had like interactions, and then the next year I felt like we became more friends.
I think everyone was just trying to find their college groove.
Yeah.
Because like that freshman, we were in the same television club. We
Mhm.
majored in television production. All I wanted to do was like be a part of that group. And while there was no rules about freshmen joining everything. It was like the group of people who were already there was like kind of difficult to get your foot in the door, a little intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of to go crew shows, I would just like sit in my dorm
Mm-hmm.
and like watch Breaking Bad or whatever was on TV back then.
With Tom.
No, that
But it was
was
before Tom?
I was before my great roommate Tom. Shouts out to Tom. I had the world's worst freshman year roommate. We can talk about that some other time because
Yeah.
it's its own episode.
Yeah.
Let's get Tom on the pod.
I would love to. Tom was hitting me up the other day. We were trying to get burgers. We usually get burgers, and the pandemic has put a pause on that. So Tom, we're gonna get burgers.
Supply chain of meat for burgers. It's been rough.
Has it?
I think so, but I think it's fine now.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I met Julian first actually. First friend I made in Monmouth.
Yeah, I believe that.
He was not warm to me at all. 'Cause he was in two of my classes, and both introductions, because everyone goes and introduces themselves. He's like, "Oh, I like movies," and I was like, "I like movies." So I approached him after the second instance of this happening. I was like, "I hear you like movies. I like movies," and he was like, "Yeah."
Ouch.
And I was like, "All right, well, I'll keep working on that." And eventually, he warmed up into the sweetest of hearts. So
Yeah,
It's funny for me to hear that story because I only know him as like the sweetest of hearts.
I think he had the biggest transformation in college, at least
yeah.
out of our friend group that I know of. I felt like he definitely changed the most.
Yeah, it was like I said, everyone was just trying to find their groove.
Yeah.
And I feel like he feels more. I don't want to speak for him,
Mm-hmm.
but no, I'm happy that I know him. He's made such a big impact on my life.
Yeah, we bonded over heartbreak.
Aw.
Well, so I just remember, you and Julian were kind of chumming around,
Mm-hmm.
and again in that kind of TV sphere at our school, there were other kids in our grade who were involved, but not as heavily as you two.
Mm-hmm.
And truth be told, I kind of looked up to you two guys. I was like, oh wow, I want to hang out with those guys. Wow. And I just could never find my angle in.
That's crazy.
And then finally I tricked you.
Yeah.
And now here you are in my pool house.
Yeah.
On our podcast.
Thank God. Yeah, I feel like we really did develop a very strong coalition of our grade. Like,
Yeah.
and maybe I'm biased because I was a part of it, but I mean, even Dylan had mentioned like when our class graduated, there was a big talent drop. Not in like they had no talent, but it was just like we had a big pool of people.
Sure.
I mean, by talent.
Sure.
And that's funny that you said that because I'm very unaware of these sort of things, and I think David even said a similar thing of like he wanted to be part of it so bad, but kind of didn't feel like he fit in with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was, but I was just like, I'm just in it.
Yeah.
But now I wouldn't do that. I was very different freshman year of college where I was just like, yeah, I'm going to do this and not care. Now I'm just like, I overthink everything.
I care.
I care. I would like not do it now. Which
Well,
is
I mean,
weird.
that was our only outlet at school if we wanted to do something creative. It was either, and we went to Monmouth University. It's a huge commuter school. If you're not involved in a club, you're like, you better drop out because there's nothing else to do.
Did I ever tell you I tried to transfer freshman year?
How early into freshman year?
I don't know, not pretty early. It was probably second semester. I think I just got to the point where I was like, so this is going to sound bad. Maybe I shouldn't even say it, but it was just like, as a freshman, I felt like I came in and was like, all right, I feel like I've already kind of like done everything. In terms of like, the club, I felt like I became like a producer very quick and then got on the e-board and I was just like, this might be a bad thing. Like as cool as it was, I was like, this might be a bad thing because I don't want to be like this good at it amongst other people. It's all relative.
Were you the first student to be elected station manager, aka club president, like as a junior?
I don't know because I heard previous people said that they did it for 2 years.
Gotcha.
They might have made a rule at some point where like a freshman couldn't run for e-board, but then they amended that for me because I really wanted it to do it.
And you were talented enough
and
to do
like,
it.
Yeah, well, it doesn't really make any sense. Like, why are we limiting people their freshman year? And we kept the rule since because it still doesn't make any sense. But
yeah.
I don't know. I just felt like, like this is not. I feel like this shouldn't be happening. Like, I don't want to be going this fast this soon. I want more of like a people above me very like I can't even fathom how they're so like driven and talented at what they do, which again sounds kind of bad.
No, I understand where you're coming from.
But,
and
yeah,
we kind of like throw shade on it now because we used to talk about NYU and like what those students were up to. Mm-hmm. Is that where you wanted to transfer to?
No.
Okay, good.
No, I actually I toured NYU and hated it.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you were telling me.
I was like, oh man, this sucks. Like, it's just I'm not gonna get into it.
No, we don't have to. I'm sure. And if anyone's listening and you go to NYU, like great school,
hey,
great school. Do your thing.
You probably have the most connections in the world. So
yeah,
that's all you need.
And I'm sure you're the one changing the culture. So good for you.
Good for you. But yeah, I wanted to be like someone that people could look up to in a way, but I never like consciously did it. It was more just like let's all of us, and I think we were for younger people.
Yeah, I think so.
Which is nice, and it's not like an ego thing. It's more of just like I want to be proud of like myself and the people that I am friends with. Like I'm so proud of the people that I'm friends with, and I love you guys.
Love
and
you
like
too.
It's amazing, and I think it's just like an inspiration kind of thing. Like I see you doing something, I get really inspired and want to do something really great.
Yeah,
and
likewise.
When someone sees me, they feel the same thing, and
Absolutely.
it's just like we're feeding off each other. So I just like that energy in a friend group. And there was a point where we were like kind of just always together, where it's nice taking a step back.
Yeah.
Because then we all started doing our own things, and then we're now coming back together after the pandemic, and it's happening again. And we had like a good break, so it's like, all right, let's do it. Because you can burn out sometimes. I feel like at school I had a lot of times where I needed to step away.
Yeah, well, I mean, not only are you doing the TV stuff like as a club and for fun, but like you're going to college at the same time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Balancing your classes, making sure you have enough credits to.
But you
graduate.
had said you wished you tried less in school, right? And cared more
in high school.
In high school, okay.
I think definitely in high school. Well, because like, you know, middle school, you're like, I gotta get straight A's on my report card because like when I apply to colleges, they're gonna look at that and like, no, it's your SAT scores, and that's kind of it. I don't know how different it is now that we're talking like 10 years later.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
I know it's crazy to think about, but like, you know, senior skip day, right? My mom would like not let me or my twin brother like do senior skip day.
Mm-hmm.
And so then now I have a little brother, right? So when it was his turn for senior skip day, my mom was like, because she had been through the process of applying to colleges and stuff like that. She's like, oh yeah, you do whatever you want. You don't have to go to school the next day either. And I'm like, what? Like running to class in the hallway because I'm going to be late. And it's like, there's just kids wandering the hall doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I could be doing what they're, right?
Yeah.
That was me.
Okay, we
I
would
was
have
that kid wandering the hall, and I think I turned out okay.
this one's a little more reckless. You shouldn't do this one, but like we would have a fire drill during the final period of school, and we had like study hall that period. So we'd be outside, and there'd be kids nudging each other, like, "Dude, my house is literally right there. Let's go get Kool-Aids and just hang out and like leave school early." And they would just run through the trees and go to their house. Like, I could have done it.
You could, yeah.
I could have ran to my car and just drove home. No one's gonna stop me.
Yeah. Yeah, high school for me was very competitive and for no reason.
Yeah, no reason.
I mean, it was kind of, I think it built a bit of a work ethic, but at the same time, like...
It definitely
it's like,
did.
who
It
cares?
definitely did. Yeah, the work ethic is definitely there.
And then-
But still, I didn't have to be as strung out as I made myself.
Comm classes in college, I don't know about you, but I was just like, man, this is like easier than high school.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Why am I paying so much money for this kind of thing? But it was, I still think about it now. I think it's worth it just for the people that you meet. But you
Yeah,
don't have to
the
go to
overall
college to meet them.
experience.
Don't go to college is what I'm saying.
I didn't go to college, and I met you guys.
Exactly. You're fine. You're doing great.
Yeah, look at you now.
You
You're
just came
living-
from work at your job.
Yeah, you've recently moved out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Don't need it.
We're gonna leave it at that. We're not gonna get into any of the details or what kind of house it is or who I'm living with, but you know, or what kind of job it is. But yeah.
Well, how about I mean, this is me being self-deprecating, but like making a point. I went to college. I graduated college. Now I'm unemployed and still live with my parents.
Bird.
Look at
Listen,
this guy.
Listen,
Bird.
I wasn't gonna say it.
I'm the most successful person ever. I think.
I turn to my girlfriend all the time and I'm like, "Why are you still with me?" And I'm unemployed and I live with my parents.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to like about you.
Oh, thank you.
Outside of
I
that.
wasn't fishing for a
No,
compliment. I was
please,
joking.
any day. I mean, look at those legs.
That line.
Oh shucks.
Do we have it on
No,
camera?
no cameras on
There's
me.
no cameras? Ugh.
I could go plug that in and then like later on I'll plug it back in.
Okay.
I might do that right now.
Yeah.
But this isn't a Hawk TV podcast.
Yeah.
We were just talking about how talented all of our friends are, and it's true. We mentioned Dave Robson, who was on the podcast, and he's a jack of all trades. He does sketch comedy. He writes his own music. He's a screenwriter. You know, Julian, who was talking about his brother's short film on the podcast. He recently made a short film that got into a couple film festivals.
Yep.
Kudos to him.
Yep.
You, my friend, are a very talented writer, very talented producer, and you've recently started making your own music.
Mm-hmm.
And well, how much of a musical background did you have? Were you playing instruments before that?
I took piano lessons like any kid and then quit. But I did that for like a solid year or two.
Did you have a strict teacher with the rulers and everything?
I don't even remember. I just remember not liking it, so probably.
Gotcha.
Was she Russian?
No, wait, I had two actually. One was this woman, and then the second was her daughter.
Oh, okay.
They were nice. I just I remember we had like a thing where all of the students get together and do almost like a little recital. Mm-hmm. And this one kid played, I think it was Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day. And I was just like, oh, that's awesome. Why am I not learning how to do this? Like, I'm literally playing like Mary Had a Little Lamb.
He played that on the piano?
Yeah, it was pretty sick.
I gotcha.
And we were young, and I had never heard it before, so I was like, oh,
that's actually a good
dope.
connection because like in school I was like in the band in like 4th and 5th grade. I played the trumpet.
Me too.
And oh yeah,
Yeah,
trumpet
4th and
boys.
5th
Why
grade.
did you pick trumpet?
I don't know. It was cool.
I picked trumpet because in the 5th grade, towards the end of the year, the music teacher from middle school came to like give us a demo about like joining the band, and here's all the different instruments you can play. And the trumpet had the least amount of buttons, so I thought it was going to be easiest.
True. Did you continue after 4th and 5th?
No.
Okay.
Because when you had band practice in elementary school, it was during recess. Yeah. Which was like, that wasn't fun, but it was okay. In middle school, it was before school. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't want to wake up early.
No, I would never do that. Ours was a period, so I had 4th through 8th grade.
We had a period, but it was for lesson/practice.
Okay.
And then the full
Mm-hmm.
band practice was before school.
Gotcha.
But, it wasn't like trumpet. I played, recorder and everything else. And you try and sit down to practice, and you hear about professional musicians, like, you need to be practicing, like, 2 hours a day or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I could never, like, get through, like, 10 minutes because it wasn't fun.
Yeah.
But when I started playing guitar, I would realize I was just jamming out and then look at the clock and see, like, 2-3 hours had gone by.
That's nice.
Because I genuinely liked it. And I think it's because I liked guitar music, and so I was learning my favorite songs, and I was able to just do that. So that says a lot about it.
Definitely. I joined jazz band. I don't know why. It's just extracurricular. I wasn't even, like...
With the trumpet?
Yeah, with the trumpet.
Swinging, dude.
Yeah, swinging.
You do the little mutes.
I had the mutes. It was like a plunger.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was like the little plunger. I loved doing that. I was pretty good, and then I just, like, my talent just fell off because I never practiced. I had, like, natural talent, and then it just went...
Yeah.
Because I never liked practicing.
Mm-hmm.
So I started first trumpet, and then by 8th grade, I was, like, third trumpet. Like... It was just, and my band teacher was always like, you need to practice, like, you have some talent, you need to just practice. And I was like, I don't want to. Like, I don't like trumpet music. I don't know. It's, like, fun, but...
Well, now that you're more into music, and I don't mean to jump ahead here, then you're writing your own stuff now, do you think you would pick up an instrument like that again, or?
Yeah, probably, but not to actually learn how to play it. I've realized there's shortcuts to playing music, of, like, just playing chords, and... You can always just, like, pitch things.
Okay, you're being lazy about it.
Yeah, exactly. So I would never actually learn how to play a song on the guitar, but I've played guitar on some songs.
Yeah.
And I'll just, like, have a tuner open and look at the notes and then just be like, okay, I just have to play this rhythm, and then I copy and paste it for the whole section that I'm using it or something. Or if I mess up, I'm tuning it on the actual software.
So could you say that you had experience reading sheet music?
Yeah, I can read sheet music. Every good boy deserves something.
Every good boy does fine.
Does fine. It was an F. Yeah.
Every good boy deserves
Fudge.
frogs.
Yeah, to fudge.
It was fudge.
Yeah, or frogs.
And then face is the other, but that's only treble, right? I never learned how to read bass clef. Although my good friend played, he switched from trumpet to euphonium. Euphonium, which I thought was pretty cool, but I had missed the switch.
What's a euphonium?
It's like a kind of like I'm gonna describe it wrong, but kind of like a
tuba,
but very smaller.
Oh.
It's a bass horn, like brass.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah. It was cool. I thought it was cool, and I was like, I'd never heard that. But we had like 3 or 4 kids that I was friends with playing euphonium. And I was like, well, there's already enough of that.
They got their own.
There's already
game.
enough euphoners.
Yeah.
I love the sound of a French horn.
Yeah.
Oui, oui.
Do you have one?
I don't. I got to imagine everything brass is like insanely
Anything
expensive.
that's not the guitar from like the U section of Guitar Center is out of my range.
It doesn't read Epiphone or Squire on it.
Maybe. You never
it's
know.
More than $150.
Yeah.
Well, they've been making like those plastic instruments, like trombones and stuff, that are really.
I was impressed by its trombone.
Yeah.
Is that that's this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's no like real place to stop, right? It's just sort of like you just have to know where to stop.
Oh yeah, that's what you meant, like, but impressed by the player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
just gotta feel it. Just gotta feel the bone.
Yeah, I guess it's crazy.
Well,
if there's no like, because guitar has frets, you could just put
Yeah.
your finger anywhere and it'll work, right? Within the fret.
Well, you have a
Sort
better
of.
idea of like where to put your finger. Where you,
Yeah.
if you look at like a upright bass, a cello, or like even a violin,
That
like
was
that's fretless. Yeah.
That was my problem with the violin. I bought one during college, and it had no like. I was like, how do I know where to put my fingers? Do I just have to guess? I broke that out recently for a song though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was just for like rhythm though. Like I played one note, just like on a rhythm,
Dun, dun,
and then
dun,
put a ton of effects on it, so you have no idea.
Can't even tell it's a violin.
You can't even tell. Yeah, you can't even tell.
It's like me with coffee. Like I take the coffee and then I just add so much shit to it that it's not even really coffee anymore.
Yeah.
But it started out as coffee.
Yeah.
Well, so like, what were you listening to, or maybe you weren't even listening to something. Maybe you were just doing something else. And what clicked in you saying like, I can do this. Might as well give it a whirl. See if I know how to freaking write something or do my own thing.
Early pandemic. I'd always thought about making music, and I had done it a little bit end of high school, and it was just EDM music.
Okay.
I like
Why?
because that's what I was listening to, and
I
it's
gotcha.
so funny because I think back to music. I hear what people listened to when they were younger, like in middle school or high school, and it's always like something cool and interesting. And I was literally listening to like drum and bass playlist on YouTube from like unnamed artists. It's literally just like I wouldn't be able to find it anymore. It would just be like generic EDM stuff. I remember being in high school just listening to that periods. So I couldn't even tell you a song.
Yeah.
Maybe like Bass Hunters was like that sounds right, but I wasn't listening to really anything like notable or no. But I tried making that stuff, and then it never worked because I just couldn't get things to like sound correct. I didn't know how to do things. It was always the bass drop. Could never figure out how to do a bass drop. Still
Would you
to
do
this
like
day.
a build up?
I would.
Okay.
And then it would have the same volume, so it wouldn't sound like anything different. Or it would just sound like it was regressing backwards. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Just a staircase to nothing.
It was staircase to nothing. It was like a staircase and then it repeats. And I was like, I don't understand.
But with your music knowledge now, is it all in the EQ? That
I
bass
still
drop?
don't know how to do it. I avoid them.
Okay.
I don't make that kind of, well, I try not to make that kind of music anymore.
Still happens
I still-
accidentally
yeah.
sometimes.
I still don't know how to do it, so I'm avoiding it. But I was afraid to, because I got more into music from you. And Julian and I were talking about this over the weekend, is that a lot of like the stuff, like a lot of the people who come on this podcast, especially like that style of music, every time I hear it, I think of you and I think of college. Because you had gotten me into modern baseball. Because early on in our friendship, we talked about music because you're into that. And I was like, I like music. I enjoy listening to it. And you're like, this is my favorite band. I was like, I'll give it a listen. And then we all sort of like, the whole friend group has like united under this type of music as well. So
Yeah, I think so. And that was a lot of fun to share that with everybody.
it was like literally life changing. I'm not even using that lightly. It's like crazy. I was listening to stuff on the way here just because it was putting me back in that like zone. And I love it. Yeah.
I also try to brainwash my friends into listening to my music.
Yeah.
Well, you hear something that you really like, and when you like music like that, it's like an overwhelming feeling, and you feel so good that you like want to make someone else feel good too. Like that's why I'm excited to share tracks I'm listening to.
Yeah.
And I'm always stoked when someone they're listening to something and they think of me. Like that means a lot to me, and then they send it over.
Yeah, I agree. I love that feeling too. Like I share a lot of things with my brother, and when he listens to things and it was something that I showed him, it's very satisfying. Just as like, I don't know, as like a brother and also like a friend.
Yeah.
It's like very satisfying for some reason. And it's like I didn't even make this song. I don't know why. Like I'm taking credit as if I made this song, but you listening to it is like, oh, nice.
And it's like so personal when they don't like it. It's like it hurts. It really does.
Yeah.
But you kind of have like a pretty eclectic taste in music, I would say. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. That's a good thing and a bad thing, but I think.
Why do you think so much a bad thing?
Because I have a hard time, like, it's hard to describe to people what I listen to. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't know where to start, because
sure.
I'm very all over the place. It's a lot of just random things I'll see online.
Yeah.
A lot of things that Spotify recommends, I'll just, like, go through. I made a playlist that was, like, I would just go through Spotify and look at interesting album covers and put them on a big playlist and just listen to the entire playlist. And that has kind of led in all different directions, and then I'll be listening to a song, and then Spotify will recommend this song, and I'll always listen to it. So, but if anyone were to ask, like, who do you listen to and stuff, I don't have like a good, like, personality of music, I guess. I don't know. You hear like someone who's like, oh, like Radiohead, and then you're like, so that guy, I can tell you a lot about that guy because he likes Radiohead. Like I do like Radiohead.
You're tough, but you're a tough guy to read. Yeah,
but that's what I mean. It's like I wish I could be less tough to read sometimes. Of like, oh, you understand who I am based on liking this.
Well, no, you could put people in a box. Yeah. I like Radiohead. Oh, you kind of get.
But
their gist.
That's the problem. I don't want to be put in the box.
I know.
Of times. But it's so much easier sometimes to just be in a box. I don't know if you feel that way.
Just absolutely.
I like my box. I'm
casual social settings. If people could put me in a box really quick, it at least gives us a place to like operate on.
Well, I think it's the fear of being dismissed for that, right? I think, like, I adored modern baseball for a really long time. I still really do.
Mm-hmm.
But you tell some people like, oh, my favorite band is modern baseball, and they'll be like, that cute stuff,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Like that
Which
sort of thing.
still love them.
Yeah.
And their music did make a huge change my life, like as you were saying,
Yeah.
just not only from what they were writing and doing, but the confidence it gave me and stuff like that. But I think that's what it is, being dismissed for that that one specific taste, because that's not.
Yeah.
I think I have a pretty wide variety of music that I like too. Like Eric and I were talking about Slipknot the other day. I listen to Tyler the Creator. Like it's a whole
Yeah, and music music nowadays is very all over the place in itself. Like
people
a lot of artists.
for a long time were talking about how just genres in general are going by the wayside because everyone's just like combining and doing their own thing.
Which is cool. It's fun, and I'd like to do more of that stuff too. But I feel like I don't have enough of a knowledge on how music works to like imitate a genre enough to bend it.
But do you think that works to your advantage?
I think so, because I mean, it's hard to talk about your own stuff sometimes. Of like, I don't know how people perceive it. They might hear it and be like, oh, this is that, and I might just be like, I don't know where it fits in, because I feel like it has a lot of like dance EDM sounding, but also like more sad, and I think of the lyrics sometimes as being more like punk DIY inspired, at least the way that I feel like I'm writing them. But then they are also like sung kind of like with a lot of filters on it, like almost robotic sometimes. I'm like, that doesn't really fit in. I don't know what it is, but it's just like, usually I don't know what I'm doing, so that's if it sounds okay, then
well, I mean,
go
that's the
with it.
cool part about music. There's no rules.
Yeah.
So you do your own thing. People, I think the term you were looking for might have been emo, and I didn't know if you were scared to say it, but we were.
Is that okay?
Absolutely. Well, so I was talking to somebody about this. I think someone was interviewing me or something, and we talked about, they brought up emo and how I perceived it, and if I like wanted to call like Shark Club and stuff emo.
Yeah.
And I was talking about how it wasn't until very, very recently where I realized emo was short for emotional music. I don't know why it took me so long to realize that. It's just emo had like a specific connotation in my mind for a really long time, like a pretty poor one, admittedly. And so emotional music, well, yeah, my music's emotional. I'm writing about an experience that was like pretty important to me. And if that connects with somebody, then I've won. So yeah, my music is emo.
Yeah. I was going to say on Bandcamp, you guys have the emo tag, so.
I've always considered Shark Club emo. Always.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to, maybe.
Like by multiple definitions. Like I say whatever definition you're looking at, I think that Shark Club kind of matches that.
Well, look, like, no offense to anyone who writes about like going to the club and like doing their thing, but like, how about an experience?
That be emotional though? Like happy is an emotion. It could, like, that could be technically emotional music.
Well, just talking about just, not I don't know.
I feel like is there music that has like zero emotion?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. More EDM a lot of times is just like a repetitive like catchphrase, and it can be a lot of like, put your hands up. It can be. But the EDM that I do like is,
it really gets to me, man.
I know. The EDM that I do like is very like melancholy, nostalgic, which is always like a weird blend that I for some reason liked, because it sounds very inhuman, very like electronic, but then it has a lot of like emotion behind it. So I was like, this is kind of like a cool.
Yeah, and there's something to say about music or an instrumental itself that makes you feel some type of way.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's beautiful.
but
I don't know if this camera's still rolling.
I don't know either. I really messed up the visual part of the audio visual.
Our first in-person pod in a long time, so bear with us. I feel like it's getting a little toasty in here. I could sit in it.
A little toasty.
Yeah. Do you want to put the air on? We could put the air on.
Sure, if it's not a problem with noise.
Eric, can you pass me the white remote there? Thank you. So we're
pod is cooling off.
I'm not sure if we did a good job of introing all the way back when, but this is our first podcast in the flesh, as we've been pumping up in our last couple, building up to in our last couple episodes. Our friend Nick of Modernity Leave is here.
With his flesh.
With his flesh.
And no proof.
How would you describe Modernity Leave to somebody who has not gotten a chance to experience it yet?
See, that's kind of goes back to what we were talking about. Is I don't know.
Okay. Well,
I would say probably melancholy dance. It's a lot of like I sing about stuff that has made me sad, but I try to do it in a fun, dancey way.
What? I'm not saying this to dismiss your singing because you're doing a really great job, and I think I've told you how like it's almost each track I can hear how you're growing as not only a songwriter but also a musician. But like, what gave you the huevos to say I'm gonna freaking sing on this track if you're not a classically trained singer?
Autotune.
Okay.
A lot of effects and not wanting to rap.
All right.
Yeah. So I feel like that the only option is to sing there.
Where do you get your ideas from?
My ideas?
What's your approach to lyrics?
It's something that I've tried to not enforce. It's something that I've tried to get other people, because I also have the Gang Collective. I've tried to put this philosophy on the rest of the guys, because sometimes you struggle with coming up with things. I will make the instrumental and then listen to it and just be recording on a mic and just kind of like make up words. I'll just repeat phrases over and over again.
Yeah.
And then try to get a flow that sounds nice.
Yeah, like a cadence almost.
Cadence. Yeah, some sort of framework. And then from there I use RhymeZone and wordassociator.net to just type in a word and then from there start filling in.
Gotcha.
Those things. I've done it where I've written things without even having music, and that produces interesting things outside of that.
Yeah.
But it's definitely different, and I think the stuff that I've felt best about has just been kind of ad-libbed cadence-wise and then filled in later with vocals. But a lot of times I'll keep the things that I say as the core like idea. Like if I say like I miss you, I'll be like, okay, like what am I go into that. Who do I miss? Like, yeah.
Who do you miss? Why are they
Character
gone?
development.
I try not to overthink the lyrics much at all or try to say anything really with them. It's more of just like, how does it sound? And that's feedback that I've gotten a lot, is I bury my vocals and I drench them in effects. So sometimes people are like, I can't hear what you're saying. I was like, yeah, but it sounds like a kind of nice instrument, like part of the rhythm, and it doesn't matter what I'm saying anyway. It's all made up. None of it's real. And I've had to explain to my girlfriend that like the things that I'm saying, I don't mean them. Like I don't believe them, and we've talked about that before. But that's always hard because it's like I done a lot of writing before music, and nothing that I write about is my personal experience. Maybe there are little things and ideas
that you build off of,
feelings that I've felt, but I never do anything autobiographical. And I've like shared things with people, and they're like, "Oh, like, thank you for opening up to me with your work." And I was like, "No. Don't get the wrong idea. That's not me. Like, that's not me."
Yeah, that's one of the dangers of.
Yeah. So anytime with music too, I get nervous that they're gonna be like, "Oh man, like
this guy has feelings."
Yeah. Right. Oh, gross. Or even just like, I'll write a very sad song about not being in love anymore, and my girlfriend will be like, "That, like, it just makes me feel really bad." And I'm like, "No, I still love you." Like, I don't mean that. It's just that's how the instrumental sounded to me, and I ad-libbed.
You just went with it,
and I just went with it.
Shouts out to Queen Bee, but there's plenty of
Shouts out.
There's plenty of artists who approach lyrics in that similar way. The first person group that comes to mind is like Phoenix. I don't know if anyone's listened to Phoenix. Phoenix is super French. They're from France. They speak French, like, originally. They don't speak English very well. All their songs are in English, and so if you ever like listen to their lyrics, you're kind of like, if you go ahead and try and figure out what they're talking about, because good luck. And he said in an interview multiple times, the lead singer, like, "Oh, the words, they just sound good this way."
Yeah.
I'm like, nice. I can't deny it. You're right.
It really does.
Yeah.
That's funny you say that, because English is not their first language, and we talked about this briefly of like, I was learning Korean and I wanted to make K-pop. Like,
Wow.
Not knowing fully Korean, I think it would be fun to kind of do what Phoenix was doing and just make like K-pop sounding music. I don't know how weird it would be if I were to be the one singing it. Like, probably be a little weird.
I think it'd be better.
You'd think it'd be better, but I don't
I'll
think
sing. I'll be your K-pop star.
I'll just write it out phonetically. Like, this is how it sounds. I don't even know, really. This is just like what Google Translate is telling me. But yeah, I think it'd be hilarious.
I think it'd be awesome
if it just like one day came out with like a K-pop record. I genuinely like the music too. I'm not even like making fun of K-pop. Like there was a point like for 2 months I was just only listening to K-pop, and like unironically I was like, I don't even care if people on my Spotify friends list see this.
Do people still listen to things ironically?
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
I think so.
I don't like that.
I mean, a lot of popular stuff. I'm sure people ironically listen to Olivia Rodrigo. Like younger people probably.
Ironically younger?
Well, I think when you're younger, so music a lot of times for a lot of people can be like a personality trait of like, oh, you listen to them, like that's who you are, which we talked about earlier. Some people might feel uncomfortable like listening to this person because it might make you look like this. So they might be like, I'm ironically listening to this, but maybe they're unironically the whole time. I mean, that's kind of how I was with like rap and hip hop in the beginning, like high school, because I was just into the EDM. So like we would listen to rap and hip hop, and it was like kind of ironic at first, and it's, you know, a lot of it like Little Dicky, and then you slowly
Season 2 coming soon.
Yeah. But then like that's almost like a gateway to actually like come to appreciate the type of music. It's so weird.
That's what I was gonna say. It's a slippery slope.
It's such a slippery slope. Well, I joke that's always how I operate. Like dabbing in the beginning, I would just do it ironically, and then I'll still do it to this day.
I'm stuck.
I'm unironically dabbing.
You know what? I do that with lingo, jargon all the time.
Yes.
I still say high key.
Yeah.
Or
like,
low key.
Exactly. At first, because I think it's just you genuinely do like it, but you're probably uncomfortable about what it says about you, like expressing yourself that way.
I think it's just a poor habit that I keep, you know.
Yeah.
It becomes muscle memory.
That's fair.
Unfortunately. Yeah, but maybe it like. Yeah, I still say it because it's kind of silly coming out of my mouth.
Yeah. Why? What's wrong with your mouth?
I'm just silly looking.
Yeah.
I'm just a silly looking guy.
That's fair. I think a lot of times I refrain from saying certain words because I feel like I can't.
Yeah. I need to do a better job of that. Or maybe
I mean, there are words that
Which words can't you say? Give us a full list.
There are words that I cannot say. You're right, Eric.
Why don't you say them for us here on the pod in front of everybody?
On this medium, it's probably, well, there's no cameras. They don't know that I'm white, right? I'm a straight white guy. That's
no. I think it's pretty clear even without cameras.
Yeah.
The straight part, maybe not.
Oh, okay.
I'm joking.
Burn.
That was a burn.
Wow.
Pride Month.
Is that a burn though? Because yeah, aren't we all just on every spectrum? You know.
That used to be a burn. You're right.
Yeah, not anymore.
Be a burn anymore.
I told you I've been on gay TikTok and I had a nightmare. I'm dead serious. I had a nightmare where like my algorithm got messed up and I got onto like conservative straight TikTok, and it was like I woke up like so relieved.
Oh, the nightmare was
Yes, that was the nightmare. Like,
is there conservative TikTok?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
So I don't.
I'm not well versed on TikTok to everybody out there. So like I genuinely only thought it was like 13-year-olds and.
No, it can be bad. Like I've seen, the only way that I see it is some people for some reason on their For You page it comes up for them and they'll like stitch or duet it. I don't really know the difference. And they'll be like, I need to show you what I saw because I don't want to be the only one to have seen this. And then they'll show it, and I'll be like, oh my god. That's crazy.
TikTok is wild.
Oh, yeah.
I've been converted. I'm into it now.
I know. I didn't want to out you, but I convinced him.
I mean, I've seen some good. I've seen lots of cat videos.
Yeah.
There was this one video where this dude was singing like a little like he was singing like almost like a slow dream pop song with like just a bunch of like it was like a sunset and just like a bunch of like cool visual stuff, and he was singing about the time where he was at his friend's house and he smoked a grab bong and he got so high that he got really thirsty and he wanted to ask for water or maybe a sports drink, so he said Propel, but then he couldn't remember if Propel was really a thing or if he just made it up. And it was like 15 seconds and all that kind of happened. And I was like, wow, like, okay, like I kind of like this. Like I could see that TikTok can be used for good.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, absolutely. And like Nick said, it's all about the algorithm that you build yourself of recommended videos.
Mm-hmm.
I apparently have been very blessed with, like, my algorithm was like working pretty much right off the bat. If you see a video you don't like, you just press not interested, and
I gave you the tip because I
did
that. When I found that out, that really helped me. The first 2 days, I was mad and frustrated using the app. I was like, no, this is terrible. Why would you show me this? And I would just scroll past, but then I realized you could not interested.
Yeah.
I think it trains it a little
faster. I've
seen
maybe 2 dancing videos ever.
I had to go out of my way to find one.
See, that's bad for me.
For
I'll watch something just so I can see how stupid it is and watch and be like, oh, that was so stupid. So I would get stuck in just the thing of clicking on things that I don't like just so I can watch them and say I don't like them.
There's definitely still a few of those, but like I didn't realize how big a community of like, here's a really helpful tip for you, not just like life hacks, like if you're working in Photoshop or if you're want like a website to make your life easier, like there's a lot of really cool stuff like that. People making like genuinely funny skits.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff like that I find entertaining.
I like that. I mean, I was against it too for like the longest time, but eventually I had the conclusion that I don't want to grow up and be the person who's like, I love Vine.
Yeah.
I miss Vine.
Hey, you should make a TikTok about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, as we grow older, I feel like people that I know, I see around me, it's happening, and I see it in myself sometimes. We still look to the past as like these are the best things, and maybe they were, but also like it's easy now because we're still young. We look at ourselves as young, but if we're still doing that when we're 60, we're just like the people that we don't like right now.
Sure.
We're just gonna turn into that, and I was like, I don't want to be like that. Maybe I'll be a little more open to TikTok and the. I won't get into who runs TikTok, but I'm open to their influence on me and everything that I do and
so you
tracking.
You want to stay hip, is what you're saying.
I'd like to not be out of touch.
Out of the loop.
Because that's something that I don't like now in older people, and I think this might be weird, but I think of myself as a father. Like I feel like I'm just training myself. I don't even know if I want kids, but I'm always like training myself. Like as a father. What do I want my relationship with my children to be like?
Trying so hard not to do a spit take. I like this. This is very genuine.
Yeah, no, it's true though. Like I feel like I imagine like a relationship that I would like to have with my kids, and it's more fun when your parents know what's going on and
hey son,
they're showing
cool
you
TikTok.
Things. What's that?
Hey son, you seen this cool TikTok?
Yeah, I mean, I think of the way that I bond with people in my life, and it's a lot of just sharing things with people. A lot of just sending music to someone or sending them a TikTok, and it's almost like I'm developing, like, oh, I know you, and you'll send me things and be like, that's so me, like you got me. Now imagine your parents actually genuinely sending you things you enjoy, and you're like, I love you, Dad. I mean, I was listening, King Gizzard. We can get into that, but like
I wore the shirt for you.
Thank you.
Now the cameras aren't even on.
Oh, sorry. Well, they were on for a few seconds. Go ahead and rewind if you need.
Yeah, I listened to that and I think, man, I should like share this with my dad because he'd be into that kind of stuff. But my dad will listen to Sirius XM the '80s, and they kind of just replaying the same things over and over. And I'm like, people are still making music like that. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff out there, and I'd like as an adult to continue down that path of like I'm still learning about new things and staying up to date. I like learning. Outside of college, I feel like I've learned more out of college. Going back to college is a waste of time. I've learned more out of college than in college, just by looking things up. It's all out there. And then I know that might fall into like the do your own research category, but it's not like that. I'm not going down any rabbit holes.
I was always the kid in my household, even though I had a twin brother and a younger brother who like knew just as much about technology as me. It's not like I'm a tech wizard, but I was always the one in the household like, Russ, I need to change the font size on this Word document. You need to do it right now. I need to download this app. You need to do it right now. I need to change the input on the TV. You need to do it. And I never wanted to be that for my kids. One, just so I don't bug them, but also two, like all this technology that I've embraced has helped my life make things more efficient and stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's the way I would want to approach it.
Yeah.
Just be hip and jive with all that.
I get worried now because I still have an iPhone with the home button.
You're fine. You're fine.
But people give me their phone and I was like, I don't know how to use this.
I'm only laughing at you because up until 2 months ago, I had an iPhone 6, so I'm only giving you this smug look because, like, I can actually... I'm better than you now. That's what that means.
You're better than me.
I was genuinely... I needed an upgrade, and I was genuinely afraid to switch to the no home button. I was going to get the iPhone that did have it, the newer one, but my twin brother got it, and I'm like... And it was like $200 more. I'm like, oh, if we're doing that... Yeah, might as well upgrade me.
The guy at the Verizon store gave me a dirty look. Actually, bleep out Verizon. I don't even want them. I don't even want them to get credit for this. When I was at the phone store, the dude at the phone place gave me a dirty look when he saw my phone button. So I didn't realize there was so much button shame, but there was so much button shaming until up to now. So,
I can't even.
But now I can because I understand and I'm better than you now.
Yeah.
So I can shame you for having a button.
Can you use your face to get into your phone?
No.
Yeah, I can't either.
I mean, I can, but I just don't have that set up because
okay,
I just think that's really weird.
Yeah.
That, like, I don't know. If somebody, I don't know.
And if you're doing the Snapchat filters, you're already screwed.
Like, I don't expect this to happen soon, but if the Russian mob ever gets a hold of me and has me, like, tied to a chair and they want to, see my super secret phone files and they can just hold my phone up to my face while I'm, like, tied in a chair.
Yeah, you were inflating a lot of your Russian assets for tax reasons, so you should be... You should be nervous when they come knocking.
Yeah, so do not have a Face ID set up. So
yeah.
Don't even try it.
Don't do it.
I don't even have the option.
You don't have the option.
No, and I've gotten shit for that.
Well, that would be you can't do your thumb anymore if you upgrade.
I think it's still on the side.
Is it on the side?
I don't know actually.
I just do good old fashioned 6-digit passcode.
Ah. Classic. Is it 000?
No, but it's very easy to guess if you've known me for more than 2 days.
Mine for a while when you could do the write-in was spacebar. Spacebar enter.
My password is 2 sets of 2 3-digit numbers that are both great.
Okay. 666 420. Oh well.
We don't know the order.
I mean, my password is literally 6969, so I'm not one to talk.
It's 420-666.
Well, mine is 9696.
Am I supposed to tell mine?
If you want.
And your social security number while you're at it?
Is the last 4 digits of my home phone number, so...
Oh, 3456.
You know, I still have the town you live in's phone book, right?
Oh!
I still have that.
Go ahead, dude.
From when I got it at the phone store.
The town we live in phone book? It's a good one.
The yellow pages.
So only my grandpa would be able to hack in now.
I see. Well, first you need to get my phone, right? Good luck.
Ouch. That's mine.
Good luck. Never leave my house.
I got a phone.
Have you been with a pandemic? I'm in charge now.
Damn, he's a really good host.
You, did you like it? Because people were dying, so...
I had a great time.
You had a good time?
It was wonderful.
It's still happening and people are still dying.
No, it's not. Dude, I got vaccinated. I've been licking every single doorknob I come across.
So you're pro-vax.
I'm invincible.
Can you get vaccinated and not be pro-vax? I think I'm...
Yeah, didn't Donald Trump get vaccinated and then, like, immediately...
Did he?
I don't know.
He got it. Well, he got COVID.
Yeah.
True, yeah, okay.
I don't think he got vaccinated.
Let's not get into him. Let's cut that out. I don't even want to mention his name on our podcast.
The President's Store.
The President's Store.
Of last term.
Did I send you that tweet way back when? At the end of last year? There was this tweet, Eric. It was this guy tweet. He's like, what was the worst part about 2020 for you? For me, it was the global coronavirus pandemic.
Yeah, I think I remember that one. Well, I had my sister's wedding over Memorial Day weekend. As we remembered the troops, we celebrated a union like no other.
Can we say where you were at?
We were in Southern California. Do you want more specific?
No.
It was the hometown of Olivia Rodrigo. So I'll give her some clicks on Google because she needs it. Just search her up.
Gotcha.
But
I'm just kidding, everyone.
I was talking with family and it was kind of like that question did come up, like COVID, yay or nay?
Yeah,
not phrased in that way, but
you into it? You not?
Yeah, like how'd you do? Were you alright? I was like, I was fine. I think it gave me it's interesting now because, like we talked about earlier, I felt like I was in a very hibernative stage in my life, and I kind of loved it. I'm very, like, I love to be left alone for a long amount of time.
Yeah.
But now I'm ready to spread my wings like a peacock and fly, as the other guy's movie quote would tell you that they do, because peacocks fly. And it was, now I feel like I want to start getting more involved in the social realm.
I agree.
Which is a new challenge, I think.
Sure.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Thank you.
Well, can I ask you what you got into this weekend, or would that make things too much about this side of the room?
No, I was a part of a music video production for a band. I'm not even gonna make the joke, for your guys' band. Every time I listen to the show, it's like, this is a band called... No, it's your band, you bastards. You always plug it. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. Yeah, we shot a music video with you guys for your new. Well, it's not a single. I guess you're gonna release it before. What's the plan? I got the scoop.
Before we get into that, just thanks for all you did this weekend, helping out. You did a great job.
Appreciate it.
You were a big help. Julian was a big help, and then of course the rest of the crew.
Yeah.
Everyone did awesome.
I was in charge of the schedule, and we were always 5 minutes behind. Which is false.
No, it was great. Yeah, I think the plan is we release it before the album. I just don't know when. We're getting on a call next week.
Yeah.
This day next week to prepare begin the mastering process, and then we'll figure out a rollout thing. Which, even the music video has been shot, we still need to talk about that post production.
I have a company for you.
I know you. Well, you want to talk about your company?
Which one?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, there are multiple, aren't there?
There's a lot. None of them are real, though.
What do you want to get? Well, I feel like first of all, we are jumping all over the place.
Yes, sir. Which is not good.
The benefits of having an in-person podcast.
Yeah.
The benefits of already knowing what we're talking about.
Do we diverge into your business affairs, or do we put a ribbon on your musical affairs?
We could put a ribbon on the musical affairs.
Well,
tie it up.
By saying that, I didn't mean we ended right there.
No,
I had one more thing I wanted to talk about.
Please.
You had mentioned Gang Collective.
It's Gang-ang, just for the record.
I apologize.
No, it's all good.
How do you know that's not what I said?
You said gang. You said very clearly gang.
I stuttered. I'm familiar. I didn't include Eric in on what that is, so now you have no. You got it, Eric. Eric's fixing his microphone. You have no choice now, Nick, but to describe it to the best of your abilities.
Gang-ang is mostly. So I'm gonna describe it for Eric, who's leaving to go to the bathroom.
While he's going to the bathroom, I'm going to see if I can set up the camera.
Okay.
So yeah, please show
Should I bring the mic with me?
Yes.
Will it reach?
If you could, this actually would make sense for Gang Collective, what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's
just
very
don't
much.
get pee on it.
So one day during the pandemic, very early on, it was May. It was like mid-May.
Of
2020. And again, this kind of goes way back to where I was like, I don't want to make music because I'm afraid. I was afraid that I would get less into music if I was making it, because I had been frustrated before, and I was getting really into just learning about music. And so one day me and a friend group were all on Discord, and there was like a free trial of Ableton Live for like 2 or 3 months. Like, it was 90-day free trial. We're like, let's do it. We all downloaded it, and within one day we made an album, and we actually created the set list, the name of the tracks, before we even actually thought about making music. Just one night we were all playing League of Legends, because, early pandemic, we were just getting back into all these video games we used to play. We came up with the track list, and it was a really funny, dumb
without
list.
any music or lyrics written.
Nothing written. We actually didn't even plan to actually make music. And then the day we did, we would start making songs on Ableton, and they were like 1-minute, 2-minute songs. Again, we didn't know what we were doing. Never used this before. We would make an instrumental and be like, I think this is the Kill Your Wife song, because we had a song called Kill Your Wife. We'd pick up the knife, kill your wife, do it again. The tracks were dumb, but it was fun. And we'd be making a song and be like, I think this is Dance Freely. Like, I think this is the Dance Freely song. And then we would just record vocals, and in one day we put together this album we created the Gang Collective because our friend Hyon, one of the key members of the group, created a password and meant to write gang, but just forgot one of the G's, so it was gang. So we're like, okay, that's funny. And so it's not the password for our gang collective at gmail.com, just so everybody no one tries to get in. And then from there, we were like, what if we just kept making music and creating albums as fast as possible? And
where'd you get that idea from?
From a little band called King Lizard and the Gizzard Guys.
Leonard Skinner and the Geico Wizard, as I call them, or Geico Lizard.
And a lot of
There's no Geico Wizard.
Is I mean, it's a very eclectic mix of things, but as we've gone on, it's become more hip hop, rap. Just I think that's what people in the group have gravitated towards because that's been in their interest. But I have stuff that was more it's out of the realm of that. So it's very all over the place, and it doesn't really have any like one thing. It's more of like if we're making music and we're doing it, it's gonna go on a Gang Collective song. You actually are on one. You're on a song. Did you know that?
Oh, did you keep it?
I kept it. It's on one of the albums.
Cool.
Oh wait, which thing are we talking about? Because you recorded two things.
I did?
You had a eulogy for our friend who did not die, but we
did you
like
keep that one?
No.
But you kept the verse I made?
Yes.
Are you saying rapped?
Yes. Yeah, we have a whole song where Russ was a singer on it, and I made the instrumental, and we never mentioned it, but it's on one of the albums.
Cool.
Yeah, it's on the album Presence of the Presence.
So what people are supposed to find it?
It's on go on SoundCloud because I like those statistics better.
Okay.
I like seeing who plays, but it's on Bandcamp.
Where can people find Modernity Leave, and do you have plans on releasing more music? You've got 2 albums done in under a year, right?
Yeah. So I'll switch when I'm making more serious stuff. It doesn't go on the Gang Collective stuff. Although two songs did go on our newest album that were going to be Modernity Leave stuff, but then I thought they were a little outside of what I wanted it to be, so those are on there. That Modernity Leave stuff is everywhere. I did that whole like Distro Kid shit.
You did?
Yeah. Nice. Now it's everywhere. I don't even know, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. Wherever you listen to music, I guess.
Sick.
Yeah, I mean that one. I mean the only thing that matters to me is Spotify because I'm cultured, so
okay.
I don't buy my music. Sorry.
It's okay.
But Russell does. He purchases music.
Well, I just don't use Apple Music or Spotify.
Ugh. Not on Spotify. I don't know. Where do you listen to music, Eric?
Spotify. Vinyl. Yeah. Got CDs in my car.
So when I make collaborative playlists for summer of 2021, you're not adding anything to it.
We make
sad.
You and I make playlists on YouTube all the time. Not all the time. Not as often as we should be. But yeah, we used to.
Yeah, we used to.
We can make collaborative Spotify.
I would love to. Just send me.
Eric made a playlist for me and with me on YouTube.
That's
songs that we could cover. Yeah.
I've got some stuff for you to. There are actually times where I'm listening to a song. I was like, I would love for Russ to cover this, but that'd be so selfish of me to ask.
Do you guys take requests?
Yeah, right. It's like, Russ, spend your time making this song that I like, and because I want you to do it, because I think it'd be cool. But Hot Girl Summer 2021 is the newest collaborative album. I try to do like summer collab albums with friends, but I forgot 2020. But I said let's just forget 2020 existed. So we have 2018, 19, and 21, and there's no rules. It's just like put whatever songs remind you of summer.
Nice.
And some people put on songs where I'm like, okay, I don't know where you got that. But I'm keeping it.
Yeah, right? You can't dismiss their thing.
No, of course.
Eric, how are you doing on time?
I'm doing good. Can we maybe start to wrap things up kind of soon? Because I did want to stop home on my way. Wanted to stop home on my way home because it's my dad's birthday, so I just wanted to kind of pop in.
Happy birthday!
I also left my parents' house and then kind of just haven't really been back since.
Yeah.
It's only been a week, but
Do you call them or no?
I text my mom every once in a while. My mom invites me over for dinner every night. It's really sweet.
Because they're alone now, right?
Yeah.
Your sister's been out.
They're empty nesters. Yeah. So my mom just doesn't know what to do anymore, especially because over the pandemic, I've just pretty much been hanging out with my mom this past year.
Yeah.
Because we just lived together.
Oh.
So Shout out Shelly. Love you.
Shout out Shelly.
I'll see you after this.
Super nice. Okay.
Yeah, no, we don't have to like wrap it up now, but like.
Well then.
Like maybe before like 6:15ish.
We could do that. Before 6:15ish, can you try and compile all of the businesses that you?
I don't know what time it is.
It's like 6 o'clock now. 6:00.
Sure. Going back to wanting to reach out more and be more social, I went back on Instagram after I'd gone back for like random things for a short time, but I would always like delete my account and never actually do anything. For like 5 years, like sophomore year of college, I deleted everything, and then I was like, you know what, it's time. It's gonna happen. I've had this really long COVID where I could be by myself, so I was like, I'm gonna get back into it. And then I started waking up really early and vlogging. I'd wake up 6 a.m. and try to use that time before everyone else wakes up to put something out so people could watch it. And that I needed some sort of storyline, or else I felt like I would have nothing to talk about. So I, at the time, also was thinking like, do I want to continue where I'm working? Do I want to keep doing what I'm doing, or do I want to do something else? So I was just having those like real thoughts, but then also trying to be entertaining and be like, all right, I'm going to do this. Like, none of it's going to be real. I don't actually have to quit my job and do this other thing, but I'm just in my mind, I'm saying it on social media like it is real. And then we had companies that I created that I said I hired people on Fiverr to make. But I made them, and then I had people vote on them, and one company won. And
like you just mean names and logos.
Names and logos I created, and people were still like, "What are you actually doing with this company?" And I just keep saying it's a business company. It has its own Instagram. It's celebrating Pride Month as a company does. Changed its profile to the flag. And that's like the first fake company. But then there are some real companies that spawned from it because people were actually messaging me like, "Oh, we should definitely do like a real company. Like, let's do. I have this idea." I was like,
"Are you trying to collab on a company, bro?"
Literally, like, do you want to collab on a company? And so there's one that I can actually name called Kettle Spark, which is more of a social media marketing company. And it's David Robson and I were reaching out to people who have their own projects.
I still have to email you guys.
Yeah, Russ literally sent me a screenshot of our email and said this looks like spam, and then never replied.
I was trying to help. I was trying to give you constructive.
I agree, because it did look like spam. But we are asking things of you, so it's like, hey, do you want us to run your social media for 2 weeks and see what happens for free?
Oh, is that what you were saying? No, I don't want that.
No, we'll make things and you could post it.
Sure.
But it doesn't even have to be like that. It's more of like do you have something you want to promote? I think we want to test it out on friends first to see if we can actually do it.
Yeah.
So like we did reach out to this podcast. It's like we could for 2 weeks try to just like market the hell out of it on social media and see what happens. And then from there, if we can't actually do what we're saying we do, then we won't reach out to real companies, like real businesses. Because we want to reach out to businesses at a certain point, but like we can't prove that we actually know what we're doing yet.
You want some stuff.
So we're just trying to use our friends and hopefully a mutual you grow your podcast and we have some like case study where we actually could do what we were doing.
Well, this video that we just did, I was talking about a whole post-production thing, like a rollout. We need to figure out the best way to get eyes on it. We worked really hard on it. We're super proud of it. So. And
right now we're actually doing 2 weeks with Best Available Player, who is
the
host, of your
Did you start
podcast.
that TikTok?
Yes, sir.
That was really good.
Appreciate it. I mean, we're on Reels too, Instagram Reels. I never really thought of, but it's literally just TikTok on Instagram. Because we posted something on Instagram. David's making memes for the page, so if you've seen 2 memes posted out, he made those. And then we're also I made a video on Ryan's article. So I just took words from Ryan's article, put images to it, put some text on the screen, made it look like
I thought that was great.
Thank you. Just try to get that out there. We put it on their story, and then I realized the only people who will see this are people who already follow it.
Yes.
So we have to get in front of people who have never heard of us. So we put it on Instagram Reels, and we got over 1,000 views on it, which I don't know what that actually means. Like, I don't think people actually went to the website, but
did you hashtag a lot of it? I wonder.
For Instagram, I don't
know. I only care about TikTok.
Yeah, so TikTok, I look things up and it says hashtags don't matter.
Really?
But
I mean,
there's no evidence to say it does or doesn't work.
But I mean, like, how do you as a user do it? Do I go and search the hashtag funny and then just?
Because no one does that. That's the thing. No one does that.
No.
So I don't know. It doesn't actually do anything. I've seen mixed results, and there's like little evidence that says hashtags do anything.
Gotcha. Well, I saw.
But it can't hurt.
I saw the TikTok thinking DeLuca or Waldes put it together.
Yeah.
And I thought it was great. It's just some of the words get covered by the stuff on the side. So I was thinking in my head like I should just make a template with guidelines on it and send it to them. But if it's you, and I can just say it right now, that you should do that. But I think it has a lot of great potential.
I think it has potential, and that was first one. I don't know where, because like TikTok's weird where like things cover your TikTok. Like I'm like, can I get rid of this shit on the sides? Like the descriptions. So I have to figure out the guidelines, but it's easy. I mean, you set up your Premiere to be instead of 1920 by 1080, you just flip it, and then you just. I try to export in 15-second increments, and this is stuff that I learned while I was vlogging. Is that there's that 15-second increment, and you want to try to like leave every 15 seconds where you're not cutting yourself off, where you're like finishing an idea, so that they can almost stand alone. But I was trying to experiment between the longer video because we had a 45-second and a 15-second, which does better. And I have no idea. It's hard to say. There's like the algorithm likes you or doesn't.
Attention grabbing.
But I made one today for Best Available Player where I was just talking about 5 songs that I'm listening to, because I've seen other people do that.
Oh yeah.
Because I think people's faces do better.
Especially yours.
I put on glasses. I don't wear glasses. If you've seen me wearing glasses,
liar.
I don't. I literally bought them for the vlogs.
You sit on an ottoman of lies.
I bought a fake watch. I bought like a fake Ralph Polo, whatever those are.
Ralph Lauren.
For like $12.
Whoa.
And it looks like expensive. And I bought fake glasses, and I was gonna like go really far into the vlog, be like where my business was successful.
You
and
want to know how to raise your credit score in 12 easy steps.
Yeah, so I still might use it at some point.
I'm excited for you to promote your visit on our podcast here.
I'm not gonna do that.
We're not.
There's no cameras. No one can even see me.
Gosh darn it! I'm so angry about that. I said I was gonna go check it. I thought that the battery died, which was super low.
Yeah.
My SD card is full,
oh
which I was not expecting.
Computer?
On my camera, I thought I had like 30 gigs.
We're too high res.
I was doing 1080.
As long as we got the audio.
Yeah.
That's a podcast.
We'll see about that. We'll see.
I put on a shirt for this. Unbelievable.
I took off my shirt for this.
We can't thank you enough for joining us. We've been talking about getting you on for 25 whole episodes here.
Yeah, every single one you reached out to me, I said no.
But you're welcome back anytime because we love hanging and chatting with you. First person in pod, I felt like this flowed pretty good. But
I loved it.
Now it's time for us to do our outro.
Oh,
you could just leave. I mean, you can stay there.
Oh, we're not gonna play this or that.
Can you please leave the room?
Yeah, we don't.
Oh my god!
Yeah, we don't
you
have
play
time.
this or that? Did you want to?
We don't. No, it's just I'm a huge fan of the show. I was always like imagining like what would it be like if I.
Well,
was...
if you come back.
Can I say something?
What?
The only reason I've made music, I've held off on this. The only reason I started making music was to get on this podcast.
Well, good. You can stop now.
I can stop.
Shut.
Every episode, I'm like, I don't know if you saw my newest album. You're like, yo, you've made 2 albums in a year. I've made like 5 or 6 albums in total.
Well, yeah, with Gang.
Just to, I'm like, maybe he didn't see the last one. I'll just make a new one. Maybe I'll get on the podcast.
You gotta post them at different times,
Yeah, I mean, I will announce that I have a album with David Robson coming out pretty soon.
Okay.
That not Fletcher Lake, David Robson.
Not Fletcher Lake. It's
Fletcher Lake / Modernity Leave.
Yeah, it's a new
Modernity Lake Fletcher Leave.
It's a concept album, and it's very I'll let the story
What's the
tell
concept
itself.
of a collection of bad songs?
The concept was, how can we take 2 people who are okay at music and make something that's still at the same level? Like, no, we didn't add anything. No, Dave is incredibly talented, and like the last song on this album is actually insane, and it blows my mind. And
it blows your mind.
I had no part in the last song, but like it literally, like I get tears when I listen to the song. And I'm excited for people to hear it.
What a great way to sell it. Well, I want to be respectful of Eric's time. I feel so bad.
Of course.
Well, if you come back, I feel like we haven't talked about everything, but we've talked about a good chunk where you can spend a lot of it doing this or that if you want.
Gotcha.
And you live closer now.
Yeah, like half an hour.
I can come
20 minutes.
I might as well come to you guys. You guys both kind of live.
Yeah, well, we can do the next one. We can do the next one on my porch.
And
And then we'll go to Destination Dogs.
Hell yeah, we will.
I've never been.
It's a gourmet hot dog place.
Me neither.
Sounds good to me.
But he sold it.
So
for me.
good.
I'll give you one quick this or that.
All right.
And
I'll give you a quick this or that.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
I had this one written down.
Okay.
Eric or Russ?
Guys,
you're regretting it now?
Thank you for having me on the show.
All right. Let us do our outro here.
Sure. You want me to leave?
You stay right there.
All right.
But don't listen.
Should I like breathe? Should I like breathe into the mic?
But don't listen. Wow, what a great episode we just had.
That was really fun. I just enjoy the whole podcast in general when we're all like sitting here face to face.
Me too.
No one freezes on the Zoom. My Zoom always fucking freezes.
Yeah, your Zoom did freeze.
It's always been freezing.
Are you kidding me?
Sorry, Nick is raiding the fridge right now. He's just grabbed a big jar of relish. I don't know what he's planning on doing.
Nick, do you want ice cream? Get an ice cream.
I haven't eaten dairy in like 4 years.
I haven't eaten dinner yet.
No, dairy.
Dairy?
I haven't eaten dinner in 4 years.
Right.
And I was just going with it.
Sorry to
Some friend.
Well, anyway, hope you enjoyed that wonderful, 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 wonderful interview with a wonderful man.
I know I did.
And
we'll leave you with a Modernity Leave song, just to give you extra, what's the word I'm looking for? Volition?
Yeah.
To go check
that's a word.
Them out. Apparently on Spotify, Apple Music, and everywhere else you can listen to your music.
This one's called Fever.
Are we going to play that? Which one do you want us to play?
I don't know. It's up to you guys. What you like?
Fever was the one we were just listening to before you came over, and I liked it, so I choose that one. Listen, I'm half of the pod. I get to choose what song goes on at the end.
What do you need to market right now?
I don't know. I mean, we could talk about it after. I don't have anything.
Okay, we'll talk.
I actually listened to my album, the 2 albums today, just to remember, because I don't listen to my stuff after.
What was that feeling like?
It was cool. I was like, I felt pretty good about it.
That's awesome.
Which I was like, oh, nice. That's a good feeling. Because I try not to listen to things after.
Sure.
Because then I get stuck on how things used to be.
All right, well, thanks again to Nick of Modernity Leave. Go check them out. We'll leave you with whatever song coming up. Thank you for listening to Soundtown. We hope you come back real soon. When you asked me to come inside, the fever of our love is among us, and I got a melody inside my head, my head, my head. Drunk and alone on your bathroom floor. Been a long time since I've been at your door. You call me when you need to. The doctor's here to see you. The fever of our love is among us, and I got a melody inside my head, my head, my head. The tip of your tongue is drenched in toxins. Just one bite.